It's Two Dudes with Attitudes, a wrestling podcast with Ryan Enjoys Wrestling and MWO. And this is our WWE edition where we're going to talk all things SmackDown, Monday Night Raw, and NXT. And we're doing our new ones where we're going to give highs and lows to each one. I know some of you WWE haters who are listening are going to be like, they're all lows, bro. But they're not. There's some highs and there's some good stuff cooking and brewing. Am I wrong, Ryan?
No, you're never wrong, man. You're never wrong. But
true that. Tell my girlfriend that.
I was thinking the other day, though, like we have a pay-per-view coming up called Night of Champions. Mm-hmm. And right now we know of 3 matches. And Triple H loves his 5-match PLEs, but none of them are title matches. You have the King of the Ring final, the Queen of the Ring final, and Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker in a cage. So much for being Night of Champions. Like, the tag team titles are being defended next week on Raw, so they're not going to make it onto the Saudi show. Cody's defending his title on SmackDown this week because, I mean, he hasn't been announced for anything at Saudi. Roman hasn't been announced for anything at Saudi. It's just, you call it Night of Champions and you don't have any title. That sounds like Battle of the Belts.
Oh my dude. Okay, so let me get this straight. Number one, Night of Champions, when it started, every belt was defended. I remember that.
I remember that.
We have a lot more belts now, so it'll get a little harder. But you can't have a Night of Champions with 5 matches. Just doesn't make sense, especially when the first 3 are not title matches. I think, let's get into it. I think we are getting a title match for sure.
Yeah, for sure. We will.
I think we're going to get 2 for sure. And I think they're both going to be 3-ways because it's not gay when it's in a 3-way. But we'll talk about it.
There you go.
We're going to bring it up. So anyway, all right, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
We'll get into it. I like the segue. Hit the music. Let's go.
2 dudes with attitudes. Let's go. It's the 2 dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking. So let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton. They here to get your attention. A 5-star broadcast shit. Start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E. The 2 dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point. Yeah, it's on. Time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.
All right, we're going to get into it quick because some of it's happening on SmackDown, and let's get into it. Ryan, we got some highs, and I think we both agree that the first high of SmackDown is your doppelganger. Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes had a promo, and Sami's heel turn is slowly building up. It is getting there. It is, he has a new shirt on. What was his shirt? He's the
last real good guy.
I love it. I want it. I think it's awesome.
Shirt,
yeah, and the back says Sammy's. Of course you are. I love it all. And basically, they're going back and forth. I forgot exactly what Cody said, but it made Sami Zayn slap the damn taste out of his mouth. And it was the thing with Sami, which I've always loved. And I know these fans now are, for whatever reason, hating Sami. Remember when Sami was the most beloved pro wrestler in all of pro wrestling? Not just WWE.
Yeah, everybody loves Sami Zayn. Now he's Sammy Hogan.
Yeah, it's so stupid. And when he was in the Bloodline, what made it so great was that he was real. He was goofy. He was, that guy. He was trying to just fit in and want to be part. And he had the Sammy Uso, a shirt I wish I would have owned. It was just a really cool time. And he slapped Cody's taste out of his mouth. And not even a quarter of a second later, he was begging for forgiveness. And that's just such a real moment when you have an instinct in you and you do it and you instantly regret it. He was like, "Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." He was even like holding his hands, like, "Don't hit, please." And Cody sold it well because Cody was looking at him like, not even moving, like, "You motherfucker, like, I'm gonna kill you right now. Like, I cannot believe you just." Cody gets his slap in too. Basically says he's done with them. So Sammy's like, "If you're done with me, then I'm gonna go grab a steel chair." Got the steel chair. Thought differently of it. Went backstage. We think the night's over, right? Well, Gunther announces that he's going to pick a special guest referee for their match. That's his stipulation, which is probably the stupidest stipulation I've ever heard of. And Gunther decides to pick Sami Zayn as the referee. And Sami and Cody had another backstage part where basically Sami insinuated that your title's gone next week in a give or take, in the way he said it. And I'm intrigued, man. I really, really am, because do I think Cody's going to lose his title next week on Friday in 2 days.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Or tomorrow. Sorry, tomorrow. No. But do I think Sami would cost Gunther the match and then Sami say, now it's my turn? Yes. Do I think Sami's going to just be like, F this and beat the snot out of both of them and a no contest? So there's a 3-way? Yes. And that's where I'm getting that. I think Sami's going to squash this matchup, interfere. You know, Aldis is it's Aldis, right? He's on that brand. Yeah, Aldis is going to get upset and basically make the 3-way for Night of Champions. Roman's not going to wrestle at Night of Champions. He announced that a while ago when everyone thought he was going on vacay.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was on a vacay while CM Punk was signing to AEW. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're both going to AEW for 50% pay cuts. What happened to all those pay cuts? I've never heard any wrestler talk about it. Weird, right?
No. Yeah.
But yeah, so I see Sami, Cody, Gunther at Night of Champions. But what say you? Are you liking this turn by Sami? And I think Sami wins, by the way. I got Sami pinning Gunther at Night of Champions if it happens. And Sami being the champ. I think so.
He's beloved in Saudi too. So that's
what I'm saying.
If you're gonna have him turn heel, I think to fully initiate the heel turn, that's where you do it. You get that crowd that loves you to turn on you immediately. But yes, I am digging everything that Sami Zayn's doing. The thing I like about it is he doesn't realize that he's already a heel. He still thinks he's a good guy, and that's the best part about it. Like, I don't know.
Yep.
It's like it's the self-awareness or the lack of self-awareness, because he's over here like, hey, my OGs, you guys are the last. You guys are my ride or dies, and he's just like shouting them out and while getting booed, and he's just completely oblivious to it all. And then his character work. If you have to go around telling everyone that you're a good guy, you're not a good guy, and he's living embodiment of that. So yeah, I'm loving everything that he's doing. The Cody promo was great. It was Cody told him that he sucked, and that's what led to or this version of Sami Zayn sucks, and that's what led to Sami Zayn slapping him, because lately you do suck and you make excuses and you're that kind of thing, and that's what led to Cody Rhodes slapping him. But yeah, everything about that segment, that was must see TV. Like I thought so. It was great. That from the moment that segment began to the moment that segment ended. And I don't mind Gunther adding Sami Zayn to as the guest referee. Okay. I think it makes sense. It makes sense in terms of, if I'm going to get the title back, and if I'm going to win the title off of Cody, then let me go get the guy who hates Cody right now, and maybe that's going to work in my favor. So I think it's a smart move on his part. Now we'll see what Sami Zayn does. And can he be trusted? The answer is probably no. But I don't mind Sami being the referee, and I'm curious to see where this leads. It could lead to, Sami winning at Night of Champions, which I hope he does. I think he deserves it. I think he deserves to win it in Saudi Arabia, and at least have a little bit of a run with the Undisputed Championship. All right. I'm feeling it.
I think it's so funny in the WWE that basically nothing will get you slapped.
Yeah.
Do you remember CM Punk? He was like, "You're old," and CM Punk was like, "Nah, fam, not on my watch.
Yeah.
We're doing this." Like, you know what, Sammy? You suck. Slap. Like, it's so funny. And then the best part about the WWE is when you get slapped in AEW, it's on. You fight.
Yeah, it's a pull apart brawl.
You get slapped in WWE, people just take it. There's no fighting. They're like, psh.
Yeah.
All right, I'll get you next time, brother. Like we are so WWE is just funny, and the fact you suck, like that's what it is. Like I'm pretty sure I remember CM Punk basically saying, "I'm going to bury you next to your dead father," and Roman Reigns did absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
But I could be like maybe my memory's wrong, but all right,
no, you're onto something.
All right, let's go with a low, and you might disagree with me, so I want to hear your take. But my low is, honestly, Charlotte advancing in the Queen of the Ring tournament. Now, should it have been Sol Ruka? No. But there was people. It could have been Jade. It could have been. I just feel like I have a feeling Liv's going to the finals. I do. And if she doesn't, no matter what, I have a feeling Io Sky's going to win it. I think this is Io Sky's tournament to win. So I don't see the point of Charlotte, because we're going to have Charlotte beat Liv. Like, it just kind of sounds weird to me. And Charlotte doesn't need the Queen of the Ring. She doesn't need a title match. I really don't want to see Charlotte and Rhea And I know that's a money-making match and that TKO is a business, and that's what worries me because I feel like that's where we're going with it. So the match itself, by the way, if people don't remember, this was the infamous Jade Cargill wig falling off. I didn't like the disrespect towards Jade Cargill with it. People showed her as a bald person in this. She has short hair, y'all. And short hair, she doesn't feel like as a character would build that, statuette type of character she's going for.
Yeah,
she's gorgeous. She's gorgeous, by the way, with short hair. If you see her real hair, she's gorgeous. It's not like it's like a boy. It's a good amount of hair. It's just short, right?
Yeah.
But her wigs are fun. And I honestly wish more people gave her props. She was wrestling with one. She was so committed to refusing to have her character be different that she, for dear life, hung out of that wig. She was putting people in moves. She got soul snatched with that thing on, and it like flew off. She was like, whoa, like she stayed in character. And then she came back out later and beat down somebody later on. And with her wig still like, I mean, I think it was tied on more, but I just thought she shouldn't have got the heat that she got. But nonetheless, Charlotte Flair, what do you think? Do you think this is a low or do you think it's a high? Do you think we can do something with this and make it work?
I think the entire Queen of the Ring tournament has been a gigantic low for the most part.
Yeah.
With the exception of, Io Sky showing out. But like, why is Liv Morgan even in this tournament in the first place when she is the women's world champion?
I don't know.
Is she going to face herself at SummerSlam? Is that what, or is like so stupid? And then, if you want to make it compelling and you want to have good television, why not have Liv Morgan versus Raquel Rodriguez, two members of the Judgment Day going against
Would have been
each other?
perfect.
But no, you have to eliminate Raquel Rodriguez. And then you have Charlotte Flair, who, why not have her go up against Alexa Bliss? They're tag team partners. Alexa Bliss was knocked out in the first round of the tournament. It's just, this tournament's just not making any sense. But I think it's clearly Io Sky's tournament to win. But, you're probably onto something with Charlotte Flair going up against Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam because it's a WrestleMania rematch. Charlotte Flair's been out of the title picture for a while. The last time they wrestled each other, Rhea beat her. So, I mean, there's story there. But I would much rather see Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. And maybe that brings the return of Asuka and Io Sky turns heel, wins the women's championship off of Rhea Ripley. That's what I want to see happen. But who knows? But I just think the whole tournament for the women's has been a gigantic mess.
I agree fully. Let's go with another low, and you might disagree with me again. And it's another advancing, and that's one Jey Uso. And hear me out before you give your takes. I think you think it's a high, but I'm not mad at LA Knight losing. And I really want to speak to our fan base here. And we've been getting a ton more viewers. So we do have a fan.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
There are the two dudes we'll back out there. We love and appreciate all of you. But if you're an LA Knight fan, just stop. Give up. You can still be a fan, but give up. Because he's not him.
Yeah.
You did, and he's not him. One, he's mediocre in the ring. He has a top 3 worst finishers of all time. And his promos are atrocious. They're not good. His botching, and I hate that word botching, but his botching is so bad that people think it's a gimmick. Hear me out. He jumps on the ropes, he slips and falls. He did that like 5 times. He gets a microphone thrown at him. He completely butterfingers it and blames the guy and has to have him rethrow it again. Every promo he gets, how many promos does he mess up on? This last one,
quite a few.
He said it. People are like, he killed it. He talked. He messed up like 3 different things where he had to like correct him. So you know what I mean. And I don't hate LA Knight. Honestly, he looks like a real cool dude. I'd probably have some drinks with him. And I think he does a good job. It's okay to be a phenomenal mid-carder your whole life. Rick Rude, Mr. Perfect. These are Hall of Famers. I'm not saying it's a bad. He just isn't that guy. And if he did become that guy, you know what will happen to all the LA Knight fans out there? They will turn on him just like they did Jey Uso.
Just like they're doing with Oba Femi.
100%. Yeah. Give up on the LA Knight push. He doesn't deserve it. So I don't think he should have won. But I just Jey winning makes me think he's winning it all. And I don't know how I feel about that, but I'll let you go into why I think you think it's a good thing, and then maybe we can go back and forth a little bit. But that's what upsets me with it, is that we've been here before and it didn't work.
Yeah. So first, but LA Knight, I completely agree. I was a huge LA Knight fan. I thought LA Knight should have dethroned Roman Reigns back in the
Yes,
day.
you did.
I was on that bandwagon. And then you asked me a question, and I'll never forget it. You said, "Who is LA Knight? Like, what is his character?" And I didn't have an answer for you. And I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yep.
Like, you got me. I was a loss for words. Because it's true. Like, he doesn't really have a character. Like,
Still.
who is he? Like, he's a guy that comes out and says "yeah" all the time, just like Jey Uso says "yeet." But at least he has some. We know his background story with Jey Uso. We don't know LA Knight's. But the thing about LA Knight, his promos are not only does he mess up a lot, but even when he's not messing up, he's messing up because he's talking about things that aren't happening. Oh, Roman Reigns, I saw Jey Uso come out and help him. When did Roman Reigns have help from Jey Uso? Oh, well, everywhere I look, there's the bloodline helping Roman Reigns. Beat the Jacob Fatu. Like, he didn't have help. Roman Reigns has beaten CM Punk without help. He beat Jacob Fatu twice without help from the Usos or any other member of the bloodline. So, like, what is he talking about when he cuts these it makes no sense. But he thinks he's eating when he's really not. And Seth Rollins said something last week about that too. I'm like, what are you guys watching? Like, this isn't the bloodline from 2 years ago. This is a different bloodline, and Roman's winning matches without help right now. But to answer your question about Jey Uso, I don't mind it so much. I think it has potential to be good if he does win the King of the Ring tournament. Because like you said, he could face Cody, and then maybe both of them get the undisputed. We have two heads of the table essentially in the bloodline with Roman and Jey Uso, and then there's a power struggle. Who needs to fall in line? Who's really in charge? Roman thinks it's his bloodline. Jey Uso thinks it's his bloodline, but really it's our bloodline. So who's really in charge? I think there's a cool story to be told there, and that's something different. I like the idea of Jey Uso choosing Roman Reigns, kind of doing the Batista thing where, Triple H thought Batista was going to choose whoever was the SmackDown champion. And then he, does the thumbs up, and then he does thumbs down. And then, he Batista bombed Triple H.
Yep.
He makes Roman Reigns think, oh, I'm going after Cody Rhodes, when in reality, he goes after Roman Reigns. So he chooses Roman instead because Roman's favoring Jacob Fatu, and Jacob Fatu is getting all the love, and Jey Uso's a little jealous. And that would be different because the last time these guys wrestled, Jey Uso was the babyface and Roman Reigns was the heel. This time Roman would be the babyface and Jey would be the heel. Where does Jimmy go? Where does Jacob Fatu go? Does Jacob Fatu join Roman? Does this lead to a power struggle? Does this reveal that the Usos were the ones that attacked Jacob Fatu? I think it could bring everything together. So I don't hate the idea of Jey Uso winning the entire King of the Ring tournament. Now, what's probably going to happen is Javon Evans is going to advance and face Oba Femi at Night of Champions because LA Knight's going to interfere and cost Jey Uso the match.
That will probably happen, and that makes us stupid. See?
Yeah. So, but I do think that I see potential in a Jey Uso King of the Ring, especially if he's cutting more serious promos and he's not doing the yeet all the time. Cutting really good promos like he used to do, like he's been doing recently. I think there's potential there.
Yeah, okay. I see that. I guess for me it's a L because I don't like it and I don't think they're going to do it right. But
yeah,
it can turn into a W if they do it right and it does work. So I
Triple H has been playing it safe lately. And that's a little this will be taking a huge risk, and he hasn't been taking risks lately. So we'll see.
Yeah, I agree. Something that I thought was a high, I think you agree, and that was a Trick Ricky Saints and Carmelo Hayes confrontation. Little Yachty's back for some reason, but he's just he in contract now. He's like there every week.
Yeah.
But Trick Williams comes out and basically said he lost last week in the King of the Ring tournament, but it don't matter because he's still the U.S. title and he's still the lemon pepper stepper. And Ricky Saints came out, Carmelo Hayes came out. They all kind of bickered. They got in a brawl because I think Saints pushed Carmelo into Trick when he was trying to leave because he was like, let's have grown folk talk. And he stood tall. Ricky Saints Trick Williams ended up standing tall, put them both down. And I like it. And the reason why I like it is this. Secondary titles have never felt important. So Ruka won a secondary title, and she was in the King of the Ring tournament, lost, and she hasn't defended it yet. They just get forgotten. Who's the women's? Who's the women's?
Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, when was the last time she did anything? So she's in a let's be best friends with Chelsea Green right now. So she's not even like secondary titles just get forgotten. And I like that this got a promo. It has a rivalry, and this is the other match that I think that could be added into Saturday. I think Trick, Ricky, Carmelo, another title match. I think this is the perfect match. So I think we're going to get 2 3-ways added. I'm not saying I guarantee it, but I think that's the route they're going to go because they need 2 more matches. Why not these matches? And I think that'd be a great match. Ricky Saints is super good. People are getting the only man that beat Oba Femi. No. Yeah. No, that's Tony D. He beat Oba Femi though too, right?
He dethroned Oba Femi.
He beat Oba and Trick. Yeah, he beat Oba and he's already beaten Trick. And then Trick and Carmelo obviously have a huge history. So I like it. They've all wrestled together. They're all from the same thing. Ricky has a bragging point. So yeah, I'm all for this match, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. So yeah.
I liked all of this too, and I like that they gave them time on the microphone. They're telling their story because, like you said, the secondary titles always get forgotten about. So I dug this. The only thing I didn't quite like was, and it's more just Ricky Saints in general. I feel like he's not getting the reaction
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like he's ever since even in London when they were in the European crowds, like those European crowds bring it. They're on their feet, and every time he came out, it was crickets. And so that makes me a little worried about Ricky Saints. But other than that, the segment was really good. Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes have history. Ricky Saints and Trick have history. Ricky and Carmelo just had a match against each other, and Ricky Saints got the win. So I'm digging it, man. I like this. All 3 of these guys have history, and it makes the U.S. title feel a lot more important.
I agree. Well said. Well, let's get to Raw, baby. Are you ready? And we're going to start with the lows. Let's start with the lows, end with the highs. We only have 1 low. And once again, that's your best friend, LA Knight. This was the promo I'm talking about. He came out to cut a promo. He was fumbling his words. I wish I had it in front of me of what this is why I should take notes as a podcaster, but he said something and then he backtracked and he literally said that's not what I meant, but you get it. Or so he literally messed it up. But I think the biggest downfall of it was that why is he feuding with the Bloodline? So Jimmy comes out, gets in his face because he's going to take LA Knight out. Why does Roman Reigns want LA Knight taken out? And I'm going to tell you my biggest fear. So LA Knight comes out, Jimmy comes out, then Jay cuts him off because Jay wants to get in front of Jimmy. He starts fighting, and then Jacob comes out and lays LA Knight out and then takes all the credit, right? That's fine and dandy. But I have a feeling if Oba doesn't win and Jay does win the King of the Ring and Jay goes after Cody, is there a chance we're going to get LA Knight versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam? I don't
know.
Because but then why is Roman wanting to have him taken out? Was that just to build up? Because it could be, but he didn't take him out. Is LA Knight injured now? Is he not? It's not like he put a freaking beat down on him. He just beat him up a little bit and left him laying. It's not like LA's gone now. And why did Roman want? And then we'll get into another thing what Roman did afterwards. But just that promo in general, I saw somebody post and people were like, oh yeah, that LA Knight killed it on this promo. He was fire. He was this. He started it with laying down, then was sitting up. Maybe I'm just drinking the LA Knight haterade, Ryan, but I just don't get. I thought the promo was weak. I thought his lines about Roman were weak. And he stuttered again. He just stutters a lot. He messes up what he says. He's because I feel like he's trying too hard to be the Rock and Stone Cold. And he's just trying to mix them both so bad. And it's just not working. He needs to be, like I said, he needs to be authentic. Who is LA Knight? And I think when LA Knight figures that out, who is LA Knight, I think he could shine and possibly be a world champion, but he doesn't have that. And I know all the internet nerds love him, but you don't. You don't, because when he wins, you'll turn on him. Yeah. Mark my words.
I'm trying to find the actual promo that he cut, but just to see what he said. But
SmackDown, he fumbled words with somebody interviewing him, and on Raw, he fumbled words as well.
Yeah. And the thing I didn't like is what is his infatuation with Adam Pearce as well, because
Dude,
every time we
right?
see again, he's even when he's not wrong, he's wrong
Yeah.
because Adam Pearce has been very vocal about everything, being against everything Roman Reigns has been doing.
Uh-huh.
Adam Pearce literally just yelled at Roman Reigns in the
Mhm.
opening segment when Eric Andre was getting, Jacob Fatu was doing the
Which we'll get into
swanton.
next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Roman Reigns told him to do it again, and Adam Pearce and then there's LA Knight yelling at Adam Pearce because, oh, did Roman Reigns tell you to say that? Like,
Mhm.
shut up. But the promo
Shut
just
up.
and like, I don't think we're gonna get LA Knight and Roman Reigns, but because and here's the thing, Roman Reigns was there. Roman Reigns was like,
Yeah.
why?
Was
I
at
understand.
yeah.
I know Roman Reigns is sending Jimmy out and Jay out,
He's
and
trying to make them prove, and yeah.
and he sent Jacob out to confront him. But why didn't LA Knight interrupt Roman Reigns in the opening segment? Why didn't he come out and protect Eric
Thank
Andre?
you.
Like, I don't understand. Like, why do you wait and then you cut a promo, and it's the same promo you've been cutting 3 straight weeks now when Roman Reigns has been in the building for you to go get the upper hand on him? It's made no sense, and I'm
Yeah.
over it at this point.
Yeah. I agree with you. I agree with you. But with that said, the other Bloodline stuff I liked on Monday Night Raw. So
Yeah.
they did open up with a promo. And even though the promo was kind of weird, basically he praised Jimmy. Well, he praised Jimmy and saying Jimmy deserves way more credit.
Yeah,
than what
without
he
him,
gets
there
for
would be
the
no bloodline.
Yes, loved it. Praise Jay. Jay's his right hand man. Jay's him. Jay's always been him. He's the main event Jay. Loved it. Then he went to Jacob and basically told Jacob, you need to acknowledge the Usos. Jacob refused. Even when Roman asked him, Jacob said, hell no, I only acknowledge my OTC. And for whatever reason, Roman loved it. So much so that I think he had it planned because he already had a Ula Fala ready to put around his neck. It wasn't his. And I thought only the tribal chief can have the Ula Fala. But nonetheless,
this was a brown one. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not the main one. So he gave him like a generic Timu Ula Fala. And then they decided to hug it up. And he was like, I like your moxie. I don't need no yes man. I like when people tell me I'm stupid, which he's never liked. And Jay and Jimmy were in their feelings. So they leave. The promo was kind of, it was whatever. It is what it is. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like groundbreaking. And then your boy, Eric Andrews is his name?
Eric
comedian,
Andre. Yeah.
Andre, who's in the new Street Fighter movie and also in a John Cena movie, decided to play with the Ula Flala like it was his balls. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like fondling it. It was like, what are you doing?
Tickle, 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 tickle. And then I don't know. I don't know who wrote that part. Yeah. Did I? Guess what I'll be doing tonight? Come here. Scary Movie's out right now. So
why am I turned on right now?
Do you remember that part in Scary Movie 2 when the clown comes out from under the bed and he like pulls him in? He's like, get over here. Da, 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 da. And he's like, ah, that's what I was kind of thinking of. But anyway, nonetheless, I'm glad you're really, chest up in your shot. But
yeah.
But nonetheless,
I'm at full mass right now. So.
Full mass right now. And he throws him in the ring, and Roman Reigns is like, "Stop! Just kidding, do it." And he Samoa drops him or whatever, does it twice, and Roman loves it, and they leave. I liked it. I thought that saved the promo. And then they went backstage. And basically, Roman, telling Jacob how much he appreciated him, that he doesn't need no yes man. He's the realest. And then he says, I need you to do one more thing for me. Whispers in his ear. I posted about it today on TikTok. Everyone's telling me he posted him to destroy Seth Rollins, that people have read his mouth. I don't understand why he would have anything to do with Seth Rollins. What do you think was said in that segment? Who do you think he's telling him to call out? And did you like it as much as I did?
I did like the segment. I thought it was it was good storytelling. Roman's title right now we don't know who his next opponent's going to be. We don't know, like, he kind of feels lost in that regard in terms of direction, but the segment was actually really good. I liked it because, again, you're telling a story. Did you see Jimmy and Jay's face when Roman was giving him the Ula Fala? They looked jealous. They were in their feelings. It's all coming together for Jey Uso to win the King of the Ring tournament. And then turn on Roman Reigns, because why are you favoring, we had to go through hell in a handbasket to get your trust and to get, I had to fall in line, and, you kicked Jimmy out the bloodline and Jimmy came back and you treated Jimmy like scum. And, you've been, you were hard on me for 4 years, and, Jacob comes in after 2 matches and you give him the Ula follow. Like, so I see they're planting the seeds for sure. So I did like that. I like the thing with Eric Andre, and what I think Roman whispered to Jacob Fatu
Let's hear it.
I think he whispered to him to help Jey Uso win the King of the Ring.
That's what I think.
I think that's what he's gonna. He told Jey. And that's gonna piss Jey off, because Jacob's gonna help. He's either gonna help Jey against Oba Femi at the King of the Ring finals, and he's gonna go after Oba. And Jay's going to be like, I could have done it on my own, Oos. And that's going to continue planting seeds of, mistrust. And that's what's going to lead to Jey turning on Roman, or he's going to turn on Javon Evans next week and help Jey Uso get to the finals of the King of the Ring. So either way, I think he told him to protect Jey at all costs.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's going to happen more when possibly Jey winning against Cody at SummerSlam, if he gets there.
Jacob and Cody do have history too, so
they do, and I just really enjoy it too. I think Solo is going to play a part as well. Don't forget Solo, and maybe Jey and Jimmy turn on Jacob with the help of Solo, because he's the one who attacked Jacob Fatu. I still don't think that's dead. I think this is long-term storytelling.
That's why I think Jey and Jimmy had something to do with his attack, and that's going to lead to Jacob's going to find that out. And he's going to be pissed off, and Jacob's going to choose Roman, and Solo, Jimmy, and Jey are going to get together, and then that's how we get Zilla involved.
Oh, I hope so. Well, let's get into it too, because the finals, as you said, Oba Femi advances. That's my other high. I think you agree. Oba defeated Dominik. I predicted that Brock's going to interfere. I said it's either going to be with Dominik or it's going to be with the finals, and Oba Femi kind of helped me out on that. It was a good match. I actually like that Dominik got a good offense in. He put the hammer in his boot and hit him with a couple 619s, and Frog splashed him. Oba kicked out at 1, but he went to go hit him with a hammer after that. It was a quick match, but what did you expect? But I'm glad they gave Dirty Dom some offense. He didn't just get his ass kicked and squash match-ish form. At least he got some offense in. But afterwards, Oba basically said, I'm going to win this. I'm going to win the title, and I'm also going to beat Brock Lesnar. And I thought you were going to come out here today. You didn't. So I guess I'll be seeing you in my next match, which makes me think he's being talked about. If you're talking about him, so I don't see Jacob in that sense helping Jey beat Oba, because I don't think that fits in.
Yeah.
Oba's too big. Jacob and Oba, I don't think I see if that's going to happen, it's got to be Brock Lesnar defeating Oba, because you can't have like Jacob turn on Jey and like help him not win, because Jey's can lose to Oba anyway. I do feel like, because they keep bringing up Brock. He's brought up Brock every week.
Yep, now. After every week.
He has to be coming back. And I think that's I think Brock's going to be like, yeah, dude, why would I do it beforehand? I'm going to do it in the finals. I don't know if they'll have enough time to wrestle at Saudi, so they'll probably wrestle at SummerSlam, which is the money's at, which makes more sense. But yeah, I think we get Oba and Brock. If they were smart, honestly, they would have Brock and Oba at Saudi and have Oba beat Brock. And then Jey challenges Cody and Oba challenges Roman. That's what they should do. And I think that's where the money's at. Oba versus Roman and Jey, but then it doesn't fit in with the bloodline story. So that's the other.
Right,
you can't have Oba beat Roman. So, but nonetheless.
And then what about Punk and Cody? And
I don't think Punk's gonna. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But what do you think? You liked Oba winning. You like the match, and what do you think about what's gonna happen moving forward?
I did, and I'll give I know we give Triple H a hard time on here, but I'll give him some credit, because I think 99.99% of the internet wrestling community and all wrestling fans thought, oh, well, Dominik's going to advance because Brock Lesnar's going to come out in this episode of Raw, and Brock's going to help Dominik move on. It's too predictable. Triple H is so predictable. Well, that clearly didn't happen, and I thought it was going to happen. I legit thought that was what was going to happen, and that's how Dominik was going to get to the finals, and it didn't happen. And I got to give Triple H credit because I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know. Like it's pretty unpredictable right now because Oba could win and Brock doesn't come to Saudi Arabia, and then Oba performs double duty at SummerSlam and main event night 1 against Brock, main event night 2 against Roman. Oba could win and go after Cody Rhodes. Jey Uso, I mean, there's so many avenues that this thing can go. Jey Uso could lose on tomorrow on SmackDown, and we get Oba Femi versus Javon Evans, and they had a time together in NXT. So there's all kinds of scenarios that can play out from this. But yeah, I give Triple H a lot of credit because a lot of people thought Brock was coming back this week on Raw, and he didn't. And they're saving it for something, and I probably going to be at Saudi. But at the same time, why would Brock want to help the bloodline? So that's the other thing. So maybe Jey doesn't. I don't know. I don't know.
He doesn't want to help the bloodline. He wants to cost Oba. He doesn't want Oba to have a chance at the title.
But by helping Jey, then Jey Uso takes advantage. You know, maybe he F5s him afterwards too. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I think the ref's gonna get knocked. Something's gonna happen. He's gonna F5 him like 3 times. Well, that's the other thing too. He F5'd him 7 times, and he kicked out. Like, why would 2 F5s like work? I don't know.
And Jay's frog splash.
Yeah, but there's no other way that Oba loses. I mean, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Unless Brock Lesnar comes out and attacks Jey Uso. But do you really want Jey Uso winning by like disqualification?
Yeah,
like,
that's
Brock's
the other thing.
Smarter. Like Brock's gonna be like, ha ha ha. Like I got you. I mean, at least that would be a smart way of not having Oba pinned. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, the only other thing I could see is Brock attacking Oba as soon as he's making his entrance. And then Jey gets like a quick pinfall that way because similar to when Oba was coming out that episode of Raw and then Brock kind of showed up out of nowhere, I could see the same thing happening. Well, Oba's coming out and then Brock comes out and just beats him down, and then Jey Uso gets the cheap victory that way. But then I don't know, that makes him a heel. I don't know.
But that's what makes it intriguing, I guess, right? Because we don't know, and so there are so many options that can go.
So it's pretty unpredictable for people who said it was predictable.
It is, right? Right. All right, let's get into NXT. You ready?
Yep.
Arlo, Tony D, man's the world champion, only man ever not only to beat Oba, but Oba twice. He beat Oba twice, homie. Remember that? Twice, and he is their champion now. His beard is on point. He dropped the stupid Mafia Sopranos gimmick. He's killing it. And they have this guy named Evil come over and sign, who's now Naraku. And he is going to wrestle him. And what do they do with the contract signing? They announce it. They hype it. It is a backstage pre-taped promo. They're like in a fake jungle or forest, or I don't know where the hell they were. And they have this thing where Tony D talks a lot. Naruku doesn't really talk that much. And then Tony D says, let's do this, sign the contract. Naruku says he's not going to sign the contract. You can sign the contract, and I'll bring it to you next week. Tony D signs it, gives it to him, walks away. Naruku says, evil is coming. And then we end it. What are we doing here? If you're trying to push this guy, you're probably one of your best champions in a long time in Tony D. We can't do something better. Like, we might have a real contract signing next week when he comes out and face to face, but I don't remember. Have you remember in history ever where a world heavyweight title contract signing is a pre-taped segment? Ever?
No. Not that I can think of. I'm sure they've done it before, but I can't think of one off the top of my head. But
yeah, huge one for me.
Yeah, that should have been done in the ring. And I know
you still could have had him not sign it in the ring as well.
Yeah, like, and he gets heel heat that way. He gets praise and love from the crowd. Yeah, I don't know why this was a huge L, making it a pre-tape segment. I think it's to protect the language barrier and all that with Naruku.
I guess,
but, I just this segment just did not do it for me. It did not get me excited about their match at Great American Bash coming up, and I think that was a missed opportunity because that event is next week. It's next Saturday, to compete with Forbidden Door and to compete with the other stuff. The Night of Champions earlier in the day. Like, there's a lot of things going on next week, and you didn't have your world champion on the You had him in a pre-tape segment, and now next week on the Go Home show, that's when you're going to do a contract sign.
Yeah,
I don't.
that's
yeah.
what I mean.
And that's their first one on the CW network too. So like
Mhm.
it should have been made to feel like a big deal.
I fully agree. I don't get it at all. I'm on the same page with you. But something I did get was a Zarya promo. Zarya opened up the show as the new North American Women's Champion, and I thought she cut a hell of a strong promo. She talked about how she has been that person always. She's always had to play second fiddle, basically. It's about time she got due respect. She said she would win the title. She won the title, and she's open to facing anybody. She did have a skirmish and this and that, but I just really want to talk about the fact that she cut a good promo. And Zarya's kind of been. She came in. Remember, she had those hype videos. She was like walking into NXT. It happened forever. She finally
blowing
entered
everybody
it.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. And then she came and she kind of went on a losing streak. Then they paired her with Sol Ruka, which was fun. They had a great tag team, but she was second fiddle. She didn't really have anything to do. She was like the dum-dum who was like, you're injured? I'll defend all your belts. She lost all of them. The speed, the North American title. Poor Sol Ruka was like, you're a freaking loser. What are you doing here? It was just really weird stuff. And so it was nice to see her. She beat Sol Ruka and almost killed her and didn't give a shit when she pushed her through a table and almost took her head off. But she cut a great promo. I wasn't enjoying the fact that she got pinned. Why are we still pinning Zarya? She just cut the best promo ever in her career, and she gets pinned in the main event, which was really in a tag team match. So
can we stop pinning our champions? It's so dumb.
Why? It's so stupid. So stupid.
Every time.
But she had a great promo, and that's my high. What'd you think?
Yeah, I like the promo a lot. And usually when people get called up to the main roster, NXT likes to forget their existence altogether.
Yep.
And I like that she referenced her time with Sol Ruka. I like that this wasn't a new beginning or a new era, if you will, of Zarya. I like that she referenced that she was stuck in Zarya's shadow the whole time. And when she came here, she wanted to set the women's division on fire, and that's exactly what she's going to do now. Nobody, she's tired of being underestimated and mistreated, and nobody did it worse to her than Sol Ruka. Like, I like that she was continuing to throw jabs at her former partner who can't do anything about it, but also it just shows a whole new layer of her character at the same time. So I dug this promo significantly from Zarya. I thought it was really, really good and really, really well done. I even liked the stuff afterwards with Kalani Jordan coming out and the rest of the women, but the Zarya focus was really, really strong.
It really was. Yeah. Cause she even said, everyone put me in Sol Ruka's shadow. Like you said, yeah, it was really, really good stuff. So I see a bright future in Zarya, man. I mean, they took everyone out of NXT, and her, Kalani Jordan, Lola Vice, she's doing all right, but we got some people kind of getting that push right now, and I'm all for it.
Kendall Gray. Yeah.
Kendall Gray. Yeah. Fantastic. All right. There you go. That's our NXT review and our weekend review for WWE. Once again, another good week for WWE. Everyone's talking about AEW. Everyone's hating on WWE, but they're doing good too. Are they putting on the best shows? No, but they're building stories. They have some highs in most of it. Danhausen's killing it right now, so I'm all for it. I have to say, I really enjoyed the fact that Miz was like back to his old self and just using like line after line. Awesome. Like the Miz, like a few other people, but the Miz, he's a national treasure, man. People need to appreciate him more because he has done so well in his career, and he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. People aren't going to appreciate it, and they should, because he's him. But I'm hoping Kit is going to like come back as like maybe a Johnny Morrison or someone. Like, I'm hoping they do like a flashback where they're like, I don't know. I'm just hoping for something funny because he got electrocuted at the end too. So I'm hoping we get something from it, but I'm digging this Danhausen stuff. I think it's fun. Fun.
I'm digging. I like the Danhausen stuff, and I like what Liv Morgan did with Danhausen this week on Raw too. Going in there,
although she just walked away
to uncurse Dominik because he had illicit demands. He's like, Danhausen wants all this money. He wants to be in the next Liv Morgan music video.
Money. Yeah.
And she was like, just forget it. And I thought it was good. It was really funny.
Did you hear him say bye, Olivia?
Yeah, bye, Olivia. Yeah, and then he goes back to work,
man,
on his whatever he's cloning.
Did you also see, because she walked in with a Danhausen shirt? As soon as she walked in, he went, "Hopefully you paid for that." It was it was awesome. Like, hopefully you didn't get a freebie.
Yeah,
he is really good. And was he at the New York Knicks parade? Do you know?
I don't know if he was. He better get a ring. He better get a championship ring.
I agree. Did you hear him saying he wants to be signed to a 1-day contract so he can retire as a world
That would be
champion for the New York
hilarious. Put
Knicks?
his jersey in the rafters. Yeah. Why not?
Bro, I know Brunson did the work, but they were down 2-1 on the Hawks until he uncursed them. And they went on. They basically swept everybody. They swept the Spurs. It wasn't for stupid Trump. They swept the Nooks. They swept everybody. They did not lose after Danhausen uncursed them. So just throwing it out there. But let's get into it. Let's get into our weekly segment, and that is LVD MVD, where we do our least valuable, most valuable dude or dude out of the week. Doesn't mean we hate or love them. Just means that we thought they're the worst or best booked for the week. Ryan, let's hear it. Let's see if we match up. I don't think we're going to this week, but who are your LVDs or who's your LVD of the week?
My LVD is Louisiana Knight. It is LA Knight. Yeah. And I'm going to throw, I know we're only focusing on SmackDown and Raw, but I'm going to throw last week's episode of Raw in there too, because he had that promo with Jey Uso, where Jey Uso fired the warning shot. And he was like talking all this, he's been talking all this mess. I'm going to win the King of the Ring tournament. I'm going to get to the finals. I'm going to face Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. I'm going to beat Roman. I'm going to do all this. And I don't need the Bloodline's help. I don't need this. I don't need that. Then in the King of the Ring qualifying match, he loses. Like he and not only does he lose, but he gets pinned. And it's just like you do all this, like he talks the talk, but he cannot back it up. He cannot walk the walk. And then on Raw, he was fumbling his promo. It was just all over the place. And then everything going on, like then Jimmy and Jay come out and they're threatening him again. And then Jacob Fatu comes out and puts him in the Tongan death grip. And that was the end of the segment. But I got to give it to LA Knight, man. I don't know what they're doing with him, but whatever they're doing is not working.
He's my LVD as well. Just everything. That promo was bad too. He just like I said, he doesn't have it. He just doesn't. He's not a main event, and that's okay. He can have a great wrestling career. Zack Ryder is making a ton of money. He doesn't even win matches. Yeah. You can have a good career and not be that guy, and I just think that's LA Knight. Sorry to break it to you, LA Knight fans. It is what it is. All right, let's get into it. MVD of the week. Let's end on a positive. Who is your MVD of the week?
It is the last real good guy. Sami Zayn is my MVD of this week. His promo with Cody Rhodes was really good. I even like his backstage thing with Johnny Gargano, where Johnny's just doing his lie down thing. And, Sammy's just talking. And then even Candice LeRae's like, well, why don't you get up and do something about it? And Sammy's like, you know what? You're right. I think I will. Thanks, Johnny. And he goes to the ring. And, I loved it. Like, he's got this new swagger about him. And that was the segment of the week. That was the moment of the week, that whole thing with Cody Rhodes. And once again, man, when Sami Zayn finds a character, he commits to it. And him and Kevin Owens have this knack to turn chicken shit into chicken salad. And I don't think this was supposed to get over the way that it is, and I think but it's working beautifully. And yeah, Sami Zayn right now is the last real good guy, and it's beautiful way of turning him heel.
I cannot believe it. I have that as well. When I picked my LVD and MVD, I'm like, there's no way Ryan's going to pick the same ones.
That's same here.
Flippin' did.
I thought you were going to go Io Sky and
we don't talk about this beforehand, everybody. Yeah, I cannot believe. Yeah, it's just I've already talked about him enough. But yeah, I did like the Johnny Gargano one too. I like it all, and I truly think this is his time. I think so, and the fans hating him and hoping he doesn't win is making Triple H want to give it to him even more. I think this is it, because he will get booed. It will be real heat, and that's what they need. I'm all for it. I think Sami Zayn is the next world champion. And I think he wins it.
I was thinking about this too. If he wins the title at Night of Champions, Jey Uso could win King of the Ring and choose to face Sami Zayn. And then it's like the Bloodline versus Bloodline-ish.
That would be interesting.
At SummerSlam. Yeah. And Cody could go face Gunther in a non-title match, because we need Cody out of the title picture.
We do, and I think he's going to feud with Gunther after it. I do think so, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right. There it is, everybody. Once again, let us know in the comments if you agree with our highs, our lows, or if you agree with our MVD or LVD. Put them in there. LA Knight fans, defend your man's honor. Let us know how much you love him and tell us why. Don't just say we're stupid and I like him. No. Tell us why you love him. Tell us why we're wrong. Give us some details, brother. And as always, if you just want to listen to me yappity yap yap, I'm on all your social media at my_wrestling_opinion. I might even jump on Facebook, Ryan. They just sent me a message asking to give me $500 to join, just so you know. They're like, we'll give you $500 if you join Facebook. I don't want to join, but I might, because $500 sounds good. And with me, as always, is
Ryan Enjoys Wrestling on all the social media platforms, so go follow me over there. Go follow us, the podcast, on all the social media channels. We're on X at 2DudesPC, Twitch at 2Dudes_with-attitudes, Instagram 2Dudes-with-attitudes podcast, YouTube 2Dudes-with-attitudes, and TikTok 2Dudes-with-attitudes. So go follow us on all those social media platforms. And then if you're listening to us on the audio formats, we appreciate all the love and support. I don't know if you know this, but we're in the top 10% of all listened to wrestling podcasts.
Yes, sir.
So help us climb up the ranks. Help us get into that top 5%, the top 1%. And the way to do that is by leaving us 5-star ratings, listening to us, subscribing to us, and leaving us awesome reviews and telling everyone about your favorite two dudes on the internet. And as always, we appreciate everyone's love and support.
That's right, brother, because we the ones, but we also the twos.
That's right. Don't forget it.
Two dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the two dudes and the attitudes, ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. The 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E, the two dudes with the attitude.